Hey folks, Post here, welcome back to another Pokemon Masters video, and today we're going to try out the Ultra Hard stage and see if we could just beat it with like completely free-to-play units, right? This is probably, this is probably one of the hardest stages that they've put out yet, right? For, you know, not just Legendary event or otherwise. It's not like Battleville where like the stages are long. This one's actually pretty short. But it's just, you need to get the right tactics to actually beat it. Like, Battleville, all the stages, you could eventually beat it, right? It just takes time, right? This, on the other hand, the Ultra Hard stage for Ho event is just, like, straight up hard. So, anyways, first of all, shout outs to NCS on Discord for helping me come up with this plan, right? So, the team is really simple, right? And all free-to-play units. Mewtwo, Torchic, all that stuff. Torkoal, all free to play, but the hard part is actually the execution, right? The hard part is execution, and I honestly might not get it like completely 100% through in one try. We'll see how it goes. It has nothing to do with luck, honestly. It's just the queuing up of the moves is kind of hard, like. You'll see what I mean in a bit. So basically what we're trying to do here is we go in, we queue up with Torchic, Blazing Hope. Again, your Torchic doesn't have to be 4-star or whatever, right? You have to queue up Blazing Hope. And then with Torkoal, queue up 2 Hot to Handle, which raises your defense, raises your own crit, right? For Torchic, Blazing Hope, obviously. That's +2 special attack and +1 crit for your whole team. And then with Giovanni, you queue up Nowhere to Hide. Raises evasiveness, sharply raises user's critical rate. In that order specifically. Well, I guess the Torkoal order doesn't really matter, but you have to queue up Giovanni's move last, right? You cannot queue up Giovanni's move any sooner than that. And after that, you go back, you do the cycle again, and you have to queue up those 3 moves before Rapidash uses Will-O-Wisp. If Rapidash queues up Will-O-Wisp before you queue up those 3 moves, you just quit and retry until you could get like these 3 moves queued up at the same time, which is why I don't suggest putting Mewtwo in the middle, because it's just quicker, right? Your fingers move quicker, right? In terms of, you know, switching over to 2 different sync pairs and queuing up their moves. And then after you queue up those first round of moves, you come back to Torchic, you queue up Blazing Hope again with Flannery, queue up another 2 Hot to Handle, and while you're in the process of queuing up those moves, you try to use your you know, another finger or something to target the Vileplume. Click on the Vileplume to target the Vileplume, and use Psychic. That should be a one-shot as long as your Mewtwo is maxed out. Which, by the way, again, we already had 2 runs of Mewtwo. Every time Mewtwo event comes, I tell you guys, you have to max this sync pair out. You have to max it out. It's a free-to-play unit. It's incredibly strong. You have to max it out, right? And it's super easy to max out as well, right? So you use Mewtwo to queue up a Psychic, take it out, and then you come back, you queue X Attack All for no reason other than just to decrease the sync move countdown. And then you go to Torkoal, you Will-O-Wisp the Ho-Oh. Hopefully you get the Will-O-Wisp in before it queues up a move to hit you. And then Mewtwo go Shadow Ball, and then basically just start hitting it with Ember and Shadow Ball, right? And I guess you could queue up another X Attack All, right? And then after that, you just keep on Shadow Ball, Ember, Shadow Ball, Ember, Shadow Ball, Ember, right? And by the way, between Ember and or not between, but between Psychic and Shadow Ball, use Shadow Ball. Shadow Ball has like a 10% chance higher than Psychic to decrease their special defense, which is not that big. You don't need to decrease it, but you know, it's cool, I guess, to have that. Yeah, that's basically the plan. And when you get your second sync move up, you use your first sync move on Ho, you get your second sync move, hit Rapidash before Rapidash could take out your Torkoal, and then Ho takes out your team, and then queue up a Shadow Ball to take out Ho. Alright, with all that being said, one last thing before we go in. You probably want Fire Pin and Psychic Bandana, right? I don't think it's necessary, but it's good to have. And in the tactics part, you have the first target be Torchic, the second target be Torkoal, the third target be Mewtwo, because you don't want Mewtwo to die before all the other tanks. Alright, let's try this then. Hopefully this works out. Hopefully. Alright. Do 1 time speed. Do not do anything else other than 1 time speed. I do not understand why people don't do 1 time speed. All right. We queued all that up before Will-O-Wisp. That is really nice. Oh no, we didn't. We didn't queue up nowhere to hide before Will-O-Wisp. Okay, if that happens, just you have to do this a few times, and also like my excuse is I'm doing it on camera, so I get like slightly nervous about it. But you know, you do need to like get the speed in order, right? I think I was too worried about targeting Vileplume. I guess don't worry about targeting Vileplume first. You could do that in the second round of move queues, right? All right, we got that off now. All right, there we go. Target Vileplume. Healing Hope again. Skip these moves as fast as possible. And then here, Psychic. Do not do Nowhere to Hide again. And then after that, Vileplume should die because we need to kill Vileplume before it uses its Hyper Beam. We need to take it out before it Hyper Beams. All right. And then we queue up Will-O-Wisp. Hopefully the Will-O-Wisp doesn't miss. If the Will-O-Wisp miss, quit, retry again. Alright, so after all of these 3 move queues, we should have our sync move up with Mewtwo, and we'll again just go ahead and well, we missed our Will-O-Wisp. Let's just go out and try again. Again, this is with free-to-play units, completely free-to-play units, right? There are other ways to do this without free-to-play units, which is much easier, but with free-to-play units, it is what it is. You just gotta do this over and over again until you get it right down, right? There's a lot of other tactics that you could beat it without free-to-play units, which we'll go over afterwards after we beat this with these the free-to-play units. All right. Okay. Sorry about that. We did get Nowhere to Hide before the Will-O-Wisp, so that's nice. All right, incoming Psychic. All right, we're burned. That's whatever, I guess. I mean, it's not good, but it's not, it doesn't really matter. We can't really help it anyways. Alright, queue up Will-O-Wisp. Queue Shadow Ball, and then after that Shadow Ball, again, like I mentioned before, we should have our sync move up. Alright, we land the Will-O-Wisp, so that's definitely nice. Alright, incoming Earthquake. It shouldn't do too much damage, since it got burned over here, right? Ooh, 800 damage, that's okay. That's okay-ish damage. Q moves. I almost forgot. As I always do. Alright, sync move, damage, boom, there you go. Q Shadow Ball. Ember. By the way, I'll go over Torkoal Synchro in a second after we're done. Forgot to mention that. Alright. Nice to get MP refresh on, or a move gauge refresh on Ember right here. Would be really great. Okay. Also, it's not a deal breaker if we don't get it. Ouch. Alright, sync move should be next. So that should be coming. Don't worry too much, your units should be fine, mostly. Alright, so after our next Shadow Ball, we should have our sync move up. So after our next Shadow Ball, we target Rapidash, use our sync move. So we take out the Rapidash with our sync move. And not target, you know, Ho for that. Alright, I'm surprised Torchic survived that long. Anyways. Torchic doesn't really need to survive that long. Torchic could get taken out by the sync move and you should be fine. If Torchic gets taken out by the sync move, don't panic. You're fine. And if Torkoal gets taken out over there by the Solar Beam, again, do not panic. You're fine because Rapidash should be queuing up a move right here. So if we take out Rapidash before it queues a move, that skips a turn for them. So we get an extra turn advantage, right, on our side, which is exactly what we want. Shadow Ball is enough to take it out. It should be exactly enough to take it out. Yes, there we go. Before it could, you know, take us out. So I've tried this multiple times. It's as long as, you know, you get the opening part correct, you queue up the 3 moves before the opponent queues up Will-O-Wisp, and if your Will-O-Wisp doesn't miss, this is really consistent. I don't think I've lost a single time. Once again, I get, you know, the opening part correct, right? It does seem like pretty close at the end, but trust me, you'll be fine. You'll be fine as long as you get everything in order. You should be fine. So If you guys don't, you know, if you guys have better units, which obviously you could really use, right? There are a lot of other units that you could use that, you know, aren't free to play if you have them, right? For example, Aegislash is a really good tank here because King's Shield, you could just like block. You could just block Hyper Beam for free, and you know, just take out Vileplume before that, right? Obviously, the way we showcase with the free play units is actually slightly more efficient because you don't have to like block the Hyper Beam. You could take out Vileplume before it Hyper Beams, but you know, that's also a viable option, right? With Aegislash, also on guard, you know, raises your defense and all that stuff as well, which is nice. Some other good units that you could also use. I've seen people use Will and, you know, have some success. You could use Pelipper, which has Rain Dance. You could use that in conjunction with some water types that work especially well since Rain Dance, you take away Ho's Sun, so then Ho just can't spam Solar Beam. Ho needs an extra turn for Solar Beam, right? Some good water units. I see people do it with Blastoise without much issue. Feraligatr is fine. Milotic works super well in this stage, right? Just start off with Grand Illusion, and the Miracle is a one-shot against the Vileplume. You don't even need any buffs. 0 buffs, and it's a one-shot against Vileplume, right? And then again, you could tank all that stuff. You know, Milotic is fantastic. As for some other, you know, tanks and stuff, actually, let's go to some not strikers, but I'm just trying to find Pikachu. Where's Pikachu? Oh, there. Pikachu is, as always, is really good here. Just potion for your tanks, right? Jumpstart to get you some more speed. Thundershock, quick move gauge spam, right? Obviously you could try Charizard as well, because it's Charizard, right? Should probably work. Guzma should probably work as well. As for some tanks, you could try Rosa, right? With Rosa, you probably would want to bring potion users like Pikachu, right? Swanna as well. That's Pikachu. If you don't want to use Pikachu or whatever, you get some extra defenses and speed with Swanna, right? Depending on what kind of builds you're trying to go with. Rotom's fine. Mew, depending on how strong your Mew is, I think you need Mew to be a 5-star to actually tank it. But Sabrina is fantastic here, Sabrina, because you both get heals, you get Reflect, so you reduce damage, and again, you get crit for your whole team, right? So Sabrina is fantastic here, and also speed. And also Meganium. Meganium, you could also take advantage of the sunlight for sunny side up, and also you set up a light screen so your tank won't get one-shot. Even if it, you know, it usually gets one. If your tank usually gets one-shot by the opponent's Hyper Beam, the Vileplume's Hyper Beam, put up a light screen, they very likely will not get one-shot, right? Again, you also get like Dart Hit and all that stuff. When the sun's out, you get sunny side up, which that's +2 speed and +2 attack, special attack, whichever one you need. Dusclops should be fine as well. I've seen people mentioning like them autoing with Dusclops. Actually, let me try that. I've actually never tried it. Let's see if we could auto it with Dusclops. So it's Dusknoir now. It used to be Dusclops. All right. So Pikachu, Red, and Dusclops. Apparently, I don't know why Dusclops though. Wouldn't Sabrina be better? I guess Dusclops has more natural bulk, maybe it's because of that. I don't know. Anyways, let's try and see how it goes. If we're, I don't know. Not that you should do this on auto at all. Again, I did a whole farming video, which is just, you know, just going over the best ways to farm for vouchers. Ultra hard is the worst place to farm for vouchers. It's actually terrible. There's much better stages to farm for vouchers. Hard's really nice. Oops, I forgot to change the targeting thing. We do not want Red to get targeted first. That would make no sense. Moving on. Let's see. Let's throw change the tactics and all that stuff. Yeah. Don't want this guy to get hit at all. Alright, let's try this. Alright. I haven't tested this before. I'm just doing this on camera live. Sorta. Oh, it's not live, but you know. Let's see how this goes. Hopefully it works. It'll be nice if it does. The Unbreakable Bonds was completely unnecessary. So I'm kind of suspicious now. Anyways. Potion? Really? Okay. Another one? Did an MP refresh. We did get an MP refresh on that, so that definitely helps. Okay, we're at max there. Aren't we gonna like just die from this though? Oh, never mind. Okay, we're good. I guess it's only the hard beam that hits super hard. Alright, there's that. Incoming. How many potion MP refreshes did we get on that? We should probably like try this again, like without that many potion MP. Okay, we definitely got this. But damn, that was a lot of potion MP refreshes though that we got there. We got super lucky with the Pikachu potion refresh. Oh yes. Oh, speaking of, I should probably show you guys the Torkoal Synchro that I'm using. It's a pretty standard Synchro. It's nothing special. It's just your regular run-the-mill Torkoal damage grid build. But if you guys are curious, let me go check. Synchro. Torkoal. So yeah, this is basically the grid. We've got two burn synergies. Just Ember MP refresh or not MP move gauge refresh, which is kind of key as well, but I don't think it's necessary. And then everything else is just Ember nodes. So there you go. Good luck, folks. In trying to beat this. Again, you don't need your Torkoal at 5-star. It doesn't really matter either. The only one you need max out is your Mewtwo, which again is free, super easy to max out. But anyways, that's me for those. I hope you guys enjoy. Let me know, guys, what you guys think in the comments down below. Again, like I mentioned before, if you can't beat it for some reason, don't worry. This stage is not a big deal. You don't have to beat the stage at all, right? It's just a bit of extra gems. And if you don't beat it, again, it's not the biggest deal in the world. It doesn't matter. The stage does not matter in the grand scheme of things. It's just a challenge for people who do want an extra challenge. So there's that. Anyways, again, I'll see you guys in the next one.